farm fam. It is bright and early on Friday morning. It is butchering morning, and I am up before the sun to make sure that everything in this household runs smoothly before I have to leave. I'm leaving at 7 a.m. before my husband leaves for work, when my mother shows up to watch the kids for me. Because the kids are not going to come with me to the butcher's today, because I have no idea how long it's going to take, and we have to hang the birds, and it's just a lot of stuff going on that I don't want to have to watch the kids too. So the baby got up nice and early with me so I could spend some time with her before I have to leave, and my mom will be here any minute so that I can race out the door, because someone who's already at the butcher tells me there are 8 cars in line already. So it's going to be a busy day. Everybody's getting their turkeys butchered this week, and I will just be one of many. So come along with me, farm fam. We'll go and see what a turkey butchering entails. Good morning, you beautiful doggos. Working hard last night. Tired dogs. And my protection geese are awake this morning. Happy cows over at the feeder. And a van full of turkeys. Let's go see. There's my view this morning. Butcher days always seem to be a little bit gray. And I know why. Good morning, turkeys. Let's go. So, here in Ontario, every time I take an animal to the butcher, I have to fill out this form, and there is a federal inspector here to inspect the animal both before and after butchering and as it's being processed to ensure the animal's health all the way through. And this is the form that I have to fill out, and then they sign it, and then everything is documented. If an animal is not processed at a government inspected facility in Ontario, we are not able to sell the meat on the market legally. Have a little snack here. The sweet Mennonite ladies, they know Thanksgiving weekend is very busy here, and people are here usually until, it's been known people to be in line until 4 p.m. some days. So they brought out coffee and muffins. There's no vending machine. I actually was just worrying that I might not be able to find a washroom, but we might be lucky. Blessings. What a great community. Okay, so I'm home. Yaya's heading home. I'm all done at the butcher, but because I was at the butcher all morning, that means chores now need to be done. So the toddler's down for a nap, because on top of everything else, the toddler and I actually are going to her first concert tonight at the Wiggles. Fruit salad, yummy, yummy. So we're gonna get out and do chores while the toddler's having a good nap. Baby didn't want a nap, so she's gonna come with me. I think we're gonna baby wear her, but we'll just see how things go. And I'm gonna get ready to head out to town at a reasonable time tonight to get to a concert. And that's Friday.
Watching the sunset on Tennessee hills. I wish I could capture it, I never will. 'Cause I'm not a painter, can't stay in the lines. Just sitting here sipping on dandelion wine. Starting to rain, but I don't feel a thing. Sitting out rocking on that old porch swing. 'Cause I found me something that tastes like springtime. Just sitting here sipping on dandelion wine.
Okay, and it's another move for these chicks. They're starting to know a little bit better that they have to move with this chicken tractor. But you know the deal. If I'm going to run any of these guys over, you need to let me know. And I'll stop so that they can keep moving with the tractor. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Come on, chickies. Come on. Oh. Thank you. Oh. Come on, chicken. There we go. And I think we're good. Perfect. Everybody is getting so much better at that. Thank you very much. They need food. And they need water. Come on with me. While I have a lull in my chores, I thought I would take a moment to introduce you to my herd of cattle. You guys saw Gary leave yesterday, and everybody else is settled down a little bit, so I can show you who we're left with and what we can expect coming in the next couple of months. So, actually right here is our 3 steers that we have remaining. We have Chet, and then beef and jerky. And the plan is at this point to send a steer to the butcher about every 2 months to keep beef in our freezer and also available to our customers. And then we hope in the coming months we will have a few more steers born, and we'll purchase more steers in the spring that can be brought up once again on our grass pastures. So we have again beef, jerky left, and Mr. Chet here, who's probably our friendliest, but I don't bother with the steers too much. The animals that are going for meat, I always keep that in mind and I try to be less friendly with them. The remaining 4 cows in our herd are all females. We have 1 cow and 3 heifers. The difference being that a cow has had a baby or a calf in the past and heifers have not. You're currently looking at Una. Una is 2 years old and is, we hope, currently pregnant with her first calf. So she is currently a heifer, but we could expect a baby from her anywhere between October and January. I'm thinking probably November, December, if she's pregnant, and if she's not, she's just a real sick girl. And Una was born on the farm. Her name is actually Una because she was our first cow born on the farm. So that was why she was dubbed Una. And her mother was a little too wily for the farm, so we sent her to live with a bigger farm and a larger herd, something that she could fit in with a little better. But Una was old enough to be separated from her and had a little bit calmer personality, so we kept her. And she has been raised and hopefully will continue to live it the rest of her life here on the farm, providing us with additional cows, either to add to our herd or any male born will become a steer and go eventually for beef. So next here you're looking at Miss Thelma Thing. She is kind of the matriarch of our herd. She's our oldest cow and was one of the original two. Her, Thelma, and the mother, Louise, mother of Una, came to the farm in May of 2019. And her and Louise had the first two calves on the farm. And in every subsequent fall, Thelma has delivered us a female calf. So you can see here her daughter from last year. This is Meredith. She is Highland Cross, so Black Angus Highland Cross. And then Thelma is currently pregnant again, very close to giving birth, if you ask me, with another Highland Cross calf. Crossing my fingers this time for a bull calf, to be honest. I would love a steer to add to the herd and grow out and finally be able to taste that beef. But yeah, let me show what I mean by knowing that Thelma is very close to calving and that likely we can expect for calf from her within probably by mid-October, I would say. Good girl, Thelma, good girl. So I'm talking about how Thelma is clearly getting close to calving. Coming around to her rear, you can see how big her bag is. For a beef cow, this is usually your strongest indicator that they're getting close to calving. They also very much loosen up around the rear, or the vulva as we call it. So we'll look for that loosening up and thickening up, and often very close to calving mucus will start to pour from that. Thelma's not that close yet, but her bag is bagging up. It's getting bigger every day. And Thelma holds her milk high up in her bag until about 72 hours before she calves, at which point it gets huge, which is usually my indicator. I can usually tell with Thelma that she will calve about 24 hours beforehand, but she has always calved independently at night, and so I'm very confident in her ability to do the same thing this year. Thelma's youngest daughter, Meredith, and our only current Highland Cross cow on the farm, is the only cow that we hope is not pregnant. We do not actually want her to be pregnant, as we plan to have a Black Angus bull come in and breed all of our girls this winter. So Meredith, we hope, is an open heifer, as we call them, because she would not be pregnant and hopefully still cycling and going into heat. And this herd would truly not be complete, or my life would not be complete, without the light of the herd, my queen, Miss Patty Cakes. And fittingly, she's over here all on her own. Hey, baby girl. Are you okay? Hi. You want to say hi? And Patty is 2 years old as well. She was Thelma's first calf born here on the farm. And I have worked really, really hard with Patty to make her a nice, calm and respectful and friendly cow. Some cows' personalities will allow for that and some won't. I've tried and worked really hard for Meredith to be like this too, and she just won't have it. But Patty's the closest thing I would call a pet. All of our animals serve a purpose, and if Patty, for whatever reason, couldn't get pregnant and give us a calf, she would have to serve a different purpose, and that's the way things are. But I'm very lucky in that she is pregnante with her first baby calf, which I imagine will be born anytime between October and December. With heifers, there's less signs. They don't bag up as well. They've never bagged up before, so their bodies don't really know what they're doing. And so I will have less obvious signs that she's close to calving, and she may be a little bit more feisty and have a little bit more difficulty accepting that calf. We'll see. Heifers definitely struggle with calving, which is why most people like to start with experienced cows. But like everything, we will tackle it with a positive stride, and we'll do it together, because it's your first time and my first time. Your first time calving and my first time calving with heifers. So that is the herd. And you guys, I hope that you understand that while most Black Angus cows are not like this, most of them have a bad rap. They're pretty wily. Patty Cakes on her own is the reason I will always have a soft spot and a love for Black Angus cows. Hey Patty. And if you ever choose to visit the farm, you can have a cuddle too. She's my good girl. Yes, you're my good girl. You'll do anything for a bucket of grain. Good cow. Mwah. Look at my 2 livestock guardians. They're actually out here just for me. If they guard anything, honestly, it's me. Me and the kids are their livestock. Are you a good girl, Gemma dog? Are you a good dog? How you feeling? Are you feeling very pregnante? Speaking of pregnant animals, hi Clay. So Gemma's puppies are due in early November. November 9th technically is the due date, but that's 69 days. And more people that are experienced with breeding have told me big dogs usually go closer to 60 days. So I'm expecting them anytime after November 1st. And I did do a pregnancy test to confirm her pregnancy, but if I hadn't, by now I would know. Like, she is getting big in this belly. Her nipples, I've never seen such big nipples on this dog before. And she's been quite moody. She's back on her food. She's eating well. I've been feeding her 3 times a day. She gets beef liver with every meal, and really anything extra goes to Gemma. And she has been putting Clay in his place when it comes to her food, as we let her, because dogs learn better from each other, and these two are a pack, so she's not going to kill him. She's just going to tell him what the rules are. So, and to confirm, anybody who's new here may be wondering, Gemma's having puppies. Does that mean Clay is the father? No, Clay is not the father. Clay came from a rescue situation, and I had him neutered immediately because I don't know his lineage, and at that time I did not know his personality. He's definitely proving himself to be a peach, and I'm glad to have him on our farm, but I don't want to be irresponsible enough to pass on anything that I pass on the genetics of a dog that I am not fully aware of. So Clay was fixed when he first came to the farm about 2 months ago. He's still learning. He still has some bad habits that we're working on fixing, but he's also coming along really, really nicely, and he often looks at me with the love and admiration of a dog that knows that I rescued him. And speaking of which, you wouldn't have what you have if it weren't for me, eh? And Gemma was raised here. She came home at 12 weeks, and she and I worked really hard to have the bond and the working team dynamics that we do, and now she's teaching Clay. So they are partners in property and livestock protection, and on this farm they were definitely a dynamic duo, but they are not a breeding pair. I bred Gemma with my friend Peggy's Hungarian Kvass and Merma cross. His name is Brutus, and he is a very strong, genetically built dog as well. So there was a lot of positive reasons why I chose him as a stud, and I can't wait for your little polar bear puppies. You said I could care less. I'm already over the pregnancy, and it hasn't even, it's about halfway now actually. So yeah, that's the dogs. Come on, you two. Come on. Gemma. Girl. Okay, so farm chores are all done for the evening. Everyone's been fed, including the dogs, and now it is time to head to town. We're gonna go to the in-laws, to my husband's parents' house. They're gonna watch the baby, and my husband's gonna hang out there, and then me and the toddler are gonna go watch some Wiggles fun. So you can see glimpses of that too. Come on with us to see the ending of a very long and strange farm day. Thanks for coming along, Farm Family. So you didn't like the concert? No?
Yeah.
You did? Oh, okay. Just checking.